What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? I am your girl, Emma J. Listen, welcome to another episode of A Short Break. As you all see, we got it a little different these days. We have some amazing content for you all. I know you're probably wondering where Damien is, but guess what? He's gonna be here. But in the meantime, I have an amazing co-host. And he is over here to this side. Hi, how are you doing? This is Nass, everybody.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man Nass, Metcalf here, stepping in, filling in for my man Damien. We're going to switch it up a little bit this week, and Emma and I are going to co-host this situation, and Damien's actually going to be in the subject seat because we have a great film that he actually wrote, produced, directed, and starred in called About That, and we're going to find out about that with him, and so he's going to tell us all about it. And we're going to have some fun watching the film and enjoying this good convo. How you doing today, Emma?
I'm doing good. I'm so excited. This Sunday has been pretty cool. Yeah. I definitely want to know where everybody is watching from, especially with, the pandemic. We've had people from all over. So, thank you, Nia. Happy Founders Day. Thank you, girl. We have had people from all over. Nia, where are you? Where are you watching from? Are you in New Orleans? Because, honey, Nia is everywhere. She's an avid watcher. She is always with us. Thank you for your support. So if you are somewhere, if you are on the East Coast, West Coast, out of the country, definitely let us know. How has your Sunday been? How has your Sunday been?
Oh, hey, man, my Sunday's been great, laid back, productive, but it's just been counting down to leading up to this because I've been looking forward to this all week. So I'm happy to just finally be here at this moment,
Yes, I'm excited. Yeah. I was like, Damien, how is this going to work? You're not going to be there. I was like, are you going to miss it? He was like, I think I'll be okay. I was like, okay. He is in the nice, he's in the director seat today, as you said. He's in the subject seat. So you all get to see another side of Damien. I believe we actually have some hot topics of what is going on in the world.
Let's get into them.
Yes. Nia Week says she is home, New Orleans, avoiding white supremacy.
As you should.
You gotta avoid them because the world is crazy. We kind of talked about what happened at the Capitol last week, but it's then. So we have Matthew Chin who's coming in. He said, hello, Emma and Nass from South Florida. Good to see Damien in the house.
Hey, Matthew. All right. Yes, indeed.
I'm excited. I'm ready. So what's up with these hot topics?
Let's get into it. What do we got?
Let's go. So the first one we have is exclusive. All of our topics come from BlackFilmandTv, everybody. Regina King talks about directing One Night in Miami. Now, her film is actually already on Amazon Prime. Have you seen it, Nass?
I have. It is amazing. I highly recommend it to everybody. And hey, shout out to Muhammad Ali. Today is his birthday. So, this is an auspicious day for us to be having this conversation and to be talking about this film particularly because, today is the anniversary of the birth of the greatest of all times. I'm representing. I don't know if you can see. I got this float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. This is my Muhammad Ali hoodie. Wait. I'm still even representing even more. Look.
You gotta come through.
I'm really repping for the champ. No, like Damien can tell you, like anybody who knows me knows that like Muhammad Ali is definitely, he looms large in my life. And he's, one of my favorite human beings that ever walked the planet. So I was really thrilled to see the great job that Regina King did on this film and from the directorial perspective, but actually all aspects, the writing, the acting, the cinematography. It was just such a well-crafted film. And, you come away from it just feeling so enriched, so enlightened. You have thoughts, you have I watched it with my family. We had such great, stimulating conversation after this film. So I highly recommend it to everybody.
I'm excited. I haven't watched it yet, but I look forward to doing exactly what you did, watching it with my mom, talking about it with my dad, and being like, hey, you know, how did you all feel about this? What were you all doing, you know, around the time of these things were happening when, you know, everybody was at their height. So I'm really excited, and I'm just excited for Regina King. I really hope that she gets, you know, her accolades and her awards, and, you know,
no doubt.
Get her going too, sis. She better be directed. I love it.
She deserves it. She deserves it. And you know what's interesting? Out of these 4 icons that this film depicts, Jim Brown is the only one that's left alive. So I'm really hoping somebody can get his perspective on the film. I would love to hear his feedback and what he thinks about how the whole thing was depicted and how accurate it was and all that. So Damien and I actually met Jim Brown. Funny story. We met Jim Brown in Miami. Damien and I were in Miami together some years ago. We met Jim Brown. We both took pictures with him and stuff like that. So that was
so y'all got your own one night in Miami.
We do in Miami of all places. So yeah, that was a great time.
Oh, yes. Thank you all. I see the Founders Day. I am a Zeta. Founders Day was yesterday.
Happy
Shout out
Founders
to all
Day.
the Uppies and Divine Nine. But listen, Damien's going to be up here, and I know he's going to want to talk about that. You all's one night in Miami. So I'm going to let him talk about that. We have another hot topic, you all, for the people. Y'all know I try to give y'all the tea, a little bit of the tea that's happening. So OWN is actually renewing Ava DuVernay's series Queen Sugar. It's actually the 5th season. And I am so excited because my mom is actually rewatching Queen Sugar right now. So I've been like watching it with her. I've already seen it. I was glued to the TV again, and I freaking love it. I'm loving this Louisiana. Nia, what do you have to say? Because Nia is from Louisiana, and they film right outside of New Orleans. Well, I actually don't know. It takes place right outside of New Orleans. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, no, me too, man. I love Queen Sugar, man. I keep up with the show, watch every episode, every season. Looking forward to this 5th season coming up, and glad to hear that they're being renewed for a 6th season. I'm a little saddened to learn that is planned to be the final season of the show, but it's understandable. I mean, 6 seasons is a great run for any show. You know, I got a feeling that there may be some spinoffs. I suspect, I mean, there's so much rich content on that show, so many strong storylines that they can go in a lot of different directions with spinoffs. So I suspect we haven't seen the last of the Queen Sugar world, but I love that show, man. I wish everybody involved with it all the best.
Yeah, say it again, because listen, all of those children can have their own spinoff for real. Okay, all of the drama in their lives and just the love in their lives as well. Not even the drama, but their loving relationships. So we have another hot topic before we bring up our amazing director. This one, you all, Kevin Hart Inc.'s first look deal at Netflix. And when I saw this, I was like, wait, does he not already have a deal? Because he's always on Netflix.
You think he did, right? Yeah.
No, well, I guess he's never had this type of production deal. He's just had, you know, his own Heartbeats productions, and it would just go to Netflix. But now in this article, they're speaking about they're actually collaborating, making films that are exclusively that are going to be on Netflix. Because I was like, Kevin Hart, you all your stuff on Netflix. I already thought this happened. So I'm excited. Kevin Hart has been a very interesting public figure, but I like his content, so I'll be watching.
No question, man. We're always pulling for Kevin to win, and this is a great new step for him in this new year and this new beginning. A new step for this country is going in a different direction now, so it's all right in divine order. And I look forward to seeing what they come up with. You know, I'd like to see Kevin kind of expand a little bit, because I think he's so talented. I don't think we've seen everything that he has to offer. So I hope he'll continue to just grow and expand and show us things that we haven't seen from him before. I'd love to see him maybe even try his hand a little dramatic fare, you know what I mean? And see what we can expect from him on that front a little bit, just to, you know, keep it interesting. I got a great idea for him. You know what I've been saying, and I'm just going to, you know, not going to even charge him as a creative consultant or anything. I'm just giving this one for free. I think that Kevin Hart and Will Packer should produce it, and Malcolm Lee should direct it, and Kevin Hart should star in a remake of the film Brewster's Millions. from the 80s that Richard Pryor did. And the basic concept is that an eccentric relative dies and leaves him an inheritance, the Richard Pryor version at least, of $300 million. But in order to get it, he has to spend $30 million with nothing to show for it in 30 days. And that's a lot more difficult than you might think. So that's kind of how you can, adapt it for inflation. You could update it with all the balling out of control and the clubs and the cars and the houses and all that. It would just lend itself to so much, of the stuff that people tune into movies for today. If you could put a rich storyline around that, I think that would be a great vehicle for them. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts. But we'll see what they come up with. I look forward to it.
You all heard the concept here first. Okay, so if you hear anything, bring us in the room. Okay, bring us in the room.
Exactly.
I am so excited. That was the last of our hot topics. Thank you to Black Film and TV for always providing the amazing content in the industry. And we are actually going to go ahead and bring up the amazing Damien D. Smith. He has been giving all types of reactions backstage because due to all of our hot topics. Hi, Damien. How are you? Welcome to your own show.
This is such a great platform. I've never seen this.
Damien.
Thank you for having me, Emma.
I'm excited that you're here. I never knew that we would be able to get you. You are just doing so much.
This is a major coup.
Never answer your phone. I had to, Nass, you don't know this, but I had to call his assistant to try to get him on the show.
Oh, and you gotta go through a lot of people to get to Damien ultimately.
Oh, well, come on now, stop it.
Yeah,
there's this meme that's going around now where they say hustle so hard that the people that you couldn't get to are now reaching out to you. And so Damien's like one of those people. I guess we've been hustling hard because we finally got to him. So
hustle is real over here.
You two know how to, stroke a guy's ego. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, Nass? I was listening. You just reminded me about that night in Miami we had with Jim Brown.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Man,
remember
that? And I got that picture. I think you took the picture.
Yeah, we took turns. Yeah.
His hand is on my shoulder, and his hand is bigger than my head.
Yeah. He's a big dude. But and this was like back when Jim Brown was wearing the African kufis all the time and all that kind of stuff. And he had a muscle shirt on. His arms were still.
He was Jim Brown, like the Jim Brown.
We ran into him in the hallway of the hotel we were staying at. So and we just like, hey, that's Jim Brown, and nobody else was there. It was just Jim Brown by himself. Damien and I come walking down the hallway. Jim Brown. Oh my God, Jim Brown. Hey, can we take a picture? And this was, let me tell you, this was before cell phones, camera phones, and everything. We had a disposable.
Oh,
yeah, man. You know what? That was such a great night because we ended up meeting up with him at the after party as well. They had an after party. That was the ABFF, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was ABFF that year.
Yeah, it was like an after party thing. I think that night they also had I remember it was the Lennox Lewis fight.
Lennox Lewis and Vitaly Klitschko.
Yeah,
it was wound up being Lennox's last fight. So we dating ourselves now because anybody can look this up and see how long ago this was. How long we been.
Y'all dated yourself. Y'all said it's a Polaroid camera. That's when y'all dated.
Yeah,
true.
You're right,
True. Yeah, we didn't see those pictures until we got back to New York, and I sent them to the thing to get developed. Then I had to give Damien. I had to meet up with Damien and give him a physical copy. That's where technology was at that time.
Yeah,
but we had a great time, man.
Yeah, we've been in the ABFL, this film game for a minute, my brother, making it happen.
Yes, sir. And I'm proud of you, man. I'm congratulations on this show and this platform and your film that we're about to discuss, man. This is a long journey, man. And I know it's been a labor of love for you, man. So congratulations on everything you've come. I'm really very proud of you, my brother.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Yo, speaking about this film, man, I remember, bro, with this film, man, because this one is special to me. Because this is my first short film, and this is the first one I was going into it, man. It was a thing where I for the film that after we shot the film, and we're going to talk more about the film at the later on, but I was really trying to find ways of getting it out because I didn't know, I didn't know a best way of getting it out, so I even created like these ads these quick ads for the film to try to, you know, drum up some interest in it, because I put it on iTunes and everything, man. So it's I'm gonna show y'all, since I do have a little control of things. I'm gonna show y'all a couple of these quick ads I made for the film, if y'all don't mind. Y'all okay with that?
Yeah, let's check them out. Good. I'm ready to see some ads that you created.
Okay, this is gonna make you laugh. You might even recognize some people in these ads, though.
Okay. Wait, you need to make it full screen. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So
you might even recognize some people in these ads we created for this film about that. You let me y'all let me know if y'all recognize this person. All right.
All right.
Hey.
Now that I got your attention, About That is available on iTunes.
Yes, and then it goes into the trailer.
I love it.
You're so smart.
I love it.
Oh, you're funny. Shout out to the sis Layla Odom, who's in Salt and Pepper right now, and she's killing it. So appreciate you, Layla.
I follow her on Instagram.
What you say?
I said I love her. I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, and it's a trip. So hold on. Here's the last one, right? Again, I was putting together any marketing device, any tools I can get this film out. Here's the last one. But this one has got almost one of the most views I've ever had in a film for one of my projects, just because what I labeled it. And shout out, here we go. Let me just make it bigger. Here we go.
What did you say? Pregnant girl fights dirty?
Pregnant girl fights dirty. Here we go.
It's all about what you title your stuff. Clickbait.
Wow. That's what I was learning.
Wow, that was very creative, Damien.
Here we go.
This on World Star stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I got about this, you can click the link below to check the video
out. Damien, you're a genius. You're a bona fide genius, my brother.
Yo, my God, they got like 15,000 views, yo.
I bet it did.
Listen, I'm a fan. Because I was like, pregnant girl fights there. I would click it myself to be like, what is going on? What in the World Star is happening right now?
Right.
Hey, shout out to Marlena Marie, comedian. She was pregnant at the time with my niece Isla.
That's what I was just about to say. I was like, is that Isla the gangster in her belly?
That's
why she turned out to be a gangster. You got to come together. That's like Tupac mom had him in her belly when she was in jail. And he said he turned out.
There we go. It's right in that bloodstream.
Yeah, man.
Yes. I can't wait. Yeah. It was a trip, man. I was doing anything I can to make this happen, because you're independent. When you got that independent spirit, that independent hustle, you gotta make it your way. So you gotta make it happen and use your creativity.
Yeah, man. You always been one of the hustlingest brothers I ever met, man. So I take my hat off to you each and every time, man. Congratulations, bro.
For sure.
Hustle hard.
One of these days, you got to tell them about the letter you got from Lawrence Fishburne.
Man.
Wait. Well, I'll ask him in this next series that we're about to, because we want to learn a little bit about you, and I'm about to ask about this letter anyway. So, Damien, we are going to put you in the hot seat right now. You know, we got our technicians backstage about to bring you up, and they're going to put you on the hot seat. And we want to ask you a couple of questions that kind of led to your, starting. And speaking of this letter that I don't know anything about from Lawrence Fishburne that was just mentioned, one thing that I want to know, you can kind of tie it into this question. We do have a question about who was the first mentor that helped you push you in the right direction. But who was any mentor that helped push you in the right direction in relation to this mysterious letter that I know nothing about from Lawrence Fishburne?
Well, to address the Fishburne letter, we were doing a play. I had a theater company in New York City, Purge Productions, which was my and we had did numerous plays, and one of the plays that we did was Riff Raff, and Lawrence Fishburne actually he got wind of the play. At first, if you don't know anything, you got to get the rights to a play, you got to license it from a place called Dramatist Play Services. So they got to pay them for the rights to do the actual play. So we did that, and I guess he got wind of it, and he wrote me this beautiful letter. And to the cast, it's a three-person show, and I got it. And
Fishburne wrote the play, right?
Yeah, thank you. You're right. Lawrence Fishburne Lawrence Fishburne wrote the play called Riff Raff. Amazing play. Any actor that want to build their chops, go into some great monologues, and be able to swing, Lawrence Fishburne wrote this play called Riff Raff. And he wrote a letter when he got wind of it that we were doing it. He wrote us a letter and said, hey, personalized. It was very dope, very heartfelt. Was let us know, swing, baby, swing. He apologized for not being able to be there because he wanted to be there. And this was the second time the play had been up, because I had been in it before at another time, and it was being put back up, and we were reprising our roles in it. And he was like, "Yo, we really, it was very encouraging, and that really helped out." And to go into mentors, I'm gonna go back to my original default. My mentor, my grandmother, man, she was my first and strongest mentor that pushed me in the right direction, because she was always my true north about a whole lot of things. So, and even when it came to anything I wanted to do, she was like, "Yeah, just do it. Yeah, go for it. Don't hold back." So that was the one who pushed me in the right direction to get things, to allow me to express myself the way I want to express myself and not fall into the pitfalls and the trapping of St. Louis, and also the environment. You know how we all try to fit in and everything. Let you know you can stand out and be comfortable. Right. So yeah, so that was my first mentor.
Yes. Yeah. So another question we have from the beginning is, how did you feel wrapping the first project you ever directed?
The first project I ever directed, it was when we said rap. It was so funny. I still remember that day. I just was so grateful to everybody that was there. I just shook everybody's hand. I knew that, you gotta be, once you get done with your work, you rap. I shook everybody's hand, and I stepped back and was just amazed that I was able to pull that off with so many moving pieces, so many moving parts. Being my first one, I had great conversations with people who helped along the path. Like I'm gonna mention the brother later. Especially for this one, Carl Seaton helped me out a lot when it came to like our conversations and building, because this brother was a seasoned director, and I was just going into my first thing, my first thing that I was actually gonna say, this is my first project I'm gonna see from beginning to end. And he was giving me, he always pulling my coat and letting me know some stuff. So it was really dope. It was just a euphoric moment for me, and I knew that's what I wanted to do too. And I knew that I was adding that to my repertoire of storytelling. So it was just amazing. It was a sense of completion that I hadn't felt with a couple things. So yeah, it was really dope.
Very cool. Shouts out to Carl Seaton, my Chi-Town homeboy.
Chi-Town all the way. Chi-Town all the way.
Damien, I'm gonna Nass to ask you a question.
We get back. I just wanted to show y'all face a little bit. Okay, we going back. I know the hot seat warm. I ain't know it's so hot up there.
Yes, I don't know why. Listen, I'm about to take away your controls. Nass, I wanted Nass to ask one of the questions that we have up here.
Okay, sure. When did you realize that you were a director?
I realized I was a director. Okay, so that's why I was real clear when I said the first one I got the scene from the beginning to end. I was in Harlem, and I had a crazy night. I'm talking about one of those nights that if you tell somebody, they just wasn't gonna believe right?
Right.
You know, it's not gonna believe you what happened. It all happened in this one night, in this one apartment, right? So I ended up, I said, you know what, I got to recreate this. But I was, you know, I was in the theater at the time, so I'm doing all these plays. I'm on tour. I'm doing all this. I didn't know too much about production. This is even before I went into learning, and that's why that's one of the reasons I threw myself into a grip, you know, to learn to be a grip and electric, and so I can learn everything on set. And I'm an observational learner, so I wanted to make sure I can see everything. This is before all that. So I said, okay, I'm going to direct this movie. I'm a director, and I wrote this movie, and I just didn't know what I didn't know. I rented this large generator. I didn't know that the sound was going to be messed up by this generator. I rented to do the movie, so the generator's loud over here. But that right there told me I'm gonna direct something soon. And the film is on mini DVs, never got edited. Almost really didn't get completed. You know, it was. I had a buddy. I really want to say it was Tony Clomax that came through and shot some stuff for me. And if y'all don't know Tony Clomax, he's going to be on here soon. Tony Clomax, I think, came through for me like he always does, and stuff. But I just said I'm going to direct something soon. And when I got to LA, and by the time I got to LA, I had a lot more technical skills. And I said, you know what? I wanted to make, and I learned what I need to learn to see things from beginning, see it through completion. But back then in New York, I said I was going to direct back then, but I just didn't have the skill set yet. And I waited till I got the skill set and learned the skill set to get to it. So I say NYC around 2008, 7, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you can take yourself out the hot seat.
Can I? That wasn't hot. It was warm. You know what's going to get like that. Hello. Yes, for sure.
No doubt.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let's not forget starring and directing.
Listen, you do it all. You do it all. What? Are there any other comments speaking to what Damien does? Because he does it all, you guys.
He does everything.
Yes.
You're one of the hustlingest brothers I've ever known, ever met. I always bet on Damien to win. He's always in the driver's seat. He's always pushing forward, never looking backwards, and always growing too, man. I got all the respect in the world for you, brother.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Always.
I am ready. Now that you are out of the hot seat, I think it is time to show your film.
Hey.
Your short break semi-started. This is the warm-up to the short break. I am so excited. Damien, you all, thank you so much for just giving us your time. Again, Damien is such a hard person to get in contact with, you guys. I'm so glad that he is here. But it is officially time to start a short break. Well, kind of like the pre to the short break, because a short break is when we take a moment and we sit down and talk with your favorite directors, actors, producers, writers, everybody who was a part of it and they want to come on the show. And we watch their amazing short film. And then we replay it, put it on mute, and we just kind of have a nice, amazing commentary. So make sure you get your questions ready. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the chat. If you're watching from Facebook or YouTube, we see all of your comments, you all. And if you have any, questions about, your career, definitely, ask us too. We want to have an amazing conversation. So, Damien, if you can come on up and tell us a little bit about your film, and we're going to get it started.
All right. Thank you very much, Emma and Short Break fam. This movie About That is a sensitive love story that poses the question, what happens when love is only good for you? It was a labor of love. Me and a star, Crystal Cotton, I remember we were sitting and talking about this and building on it. We knew we wanted to do something and create something, and this is what happened. It was a labor of love, and this was my introduction into the world, seeing me as a director. And I'm very happy. I would love to hear thoughts and conversations, because when we did the film festival market, we got all type of reactions. So without any further ado, I think we can go into the film. So About That.
So, okay, what you're saying is All you would do if you had super mind reading powers is sit in on UN conferences and know what leaders are thinking?
Yeah.
It's so lame. Live a little. I mean, you could go to the bar, go to the hottest bar in Vegas and pick up the hottest chick, and you already know what they're thinking, so you can get anyone you want.
Yeah, but I mean, why would I want to do that when I got you already?
Oh, that is so sweet, but incredibly corny.
Oh.
It's okay.
How you gonna call somebody corny with all that lipstick on your teeth?
Really? I got lipstick? Wait. I don't have lipstick on my teeth. Hi.
Oh, hey.
Come on in.
Oh, we bought you some wine. Red. I mean, it's your favorite, right?
Okay. Thank you. I have placeholders here. Please find your name, take a seat.
Oh, okay.
Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. Thank you.
So guys, vacation this year? We should. Aspen, of course. The usual. Oh, here we go. Christmas. I mean, I'm all for Aspen.
It's so cliche.
Oh, this is so cute.
Name.
Summer on there. But snow for holidays.
We've done that before. You don't have to be in the cold just because it's Christmas.
I hope Karen has some vegan options.
Vegan? We're really doing it for 3 months? You want to melt away. You already did already. Look at you.
You love me anyway.
I am going to love you, but I may love a hamburger more. No, you stop. Okay. All right. Oh, nice. Nice.
Oh, that looks really good. You outdid yourself.
Nice.
I mean, I don't want to be the first Kimmy.
I'm
gonna. So, what are we discussing?
Well, we were discussing the issue of personal privacy.
Oh, here we go.
Now, be it I don't agree with what's said, but the man was in the privacy of his own home. So
we're not talking about him being in the privacy of his home. It's about him being a public figure. He needs to make a public apology. He's a public figure.
Why should he?
Are you kidding me?
It's something like the NSA. Nobody has any privacy nowadays. Right?
Is that really your stance?
Freedom of speech?
Why don't you say something?
No.
You want to say it? I say it. No, I say it. Okay, look. Okay, listen. What Summer is saying is that, well, the real issue is the bigotry, that how it's interwoven into American society. And, that's what we all need to really focus on. Is the real problem. Right?
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yes, we are.
Why is that guy talking to you?
We'll talk about that when we get home, okay, honey?
But he's playing at the piano.
Don't do that. You'll confuse her. He's talking to a dog. That's what's happening.
Honey, really? At the dinner party, Sarah? So, what are everyone's plans for the summer?
Well, we're thinking about taking Sarah to Disney.
The Magic Kingdom? Oh, that's good. We're thinking about taking up with a jogging, running. What you want? Hiking.
I want to kayaking. Kayaking.
That's what it is.
Kayaking.
I'm doing this whole workout thing.
No, baby. They don't understand your talent. You should be senior editor. Okay. I wasn't going to say this again, but I really think you should branch off from Mark's editing services and start your own production company. Like, you don't understand? I mean, you're the brains behind this whole operation. He wouldn't even be this far without you. Besides, you're smarter than he is, you're more likable than he is, and you're way more sexier than he is.
There's a way of doing these things, you know, and I'm like the low man on the totem pole. You really think I can do it? I mean, I don't know. I've never done anything as big as this, but you think I can do it?
Yes! We can do it together.
Oh yeah?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Just you and me, huh?
Me. And to get you started, I made you these. I picked out a name for your company and everything.
Oh wow! So you are going to be my whole entire graphic arts department?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you even know your primary colors?
Yeah.
Oh. So what are they?
Well, I know the owner very well.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure he'll put in a good word for me.
Will he?
Mm-hmm. Besides, who cares what colors are secondary or primary or ordinary?
Fifth area. Sixth area.
Okay. Just stay right there. Just stay right there. Stop. Okay, wait. Wait, don't stop. I'm ticklish. Don't ticklish. Stop. No, wait. Okay, wait. Look. Just stay right there. Just stay right there. Stop.
Who is it?
Maybe it's the primary color police. Maybe they like fuchsia and orange for like the primary colors.
Why? Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, got a package for you.
Okay, cool.
Ask him if he knows the primary color.
Hey, you be quiet. This man is trying to work. I'm sorry, man. It's just
Somebody in the back?
Yeah, my girl. She's back. We just playing this little silly game. Just playing. Just joking around. Don't mind her, man.
Okay. Sign right here.
Cool. Thanks, man. Oh, hello.
Hey, Jonathan.
Karen, hey, what's going on?
Nothing really. I just want to catch up with you.
Oh yeah, cool. We can do that.
Hey, let's grab some tea over at the tea spot.
Sounds great. Somewhere now, I'll meet you there around 4.
Yeah, about that. I mean, it's just been a long time since it was just the two of us hanging.
Come on, I mean, it'll be fun. Maybe we can even go across the street and grab some wine later.
No, Jonathan. It would be great if it was just the two of us. Thank you.
Okay, Karen. See you there. Hey, you want to surprise Karen for lunch? I mean, she wants to talk to me first, probably something about Mark, but after that, I was thinking we can go across the street and have some lunch at that place she likes.
Okay, cool. First, I want you to try some of the most beautiful, addictive pancakes you have ever tasted in your life.
All right.
Yeah.
You didn't say good.
Well, they don't gotta be good. They got crack in them. Yeah.
Okay.
See, told you. What?
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
They're crack-ish pancakes. I'm good. Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
Finish up some before we leave.
Okay. I always tell the truth, even when I lie. So come on, say good night to the bad guy. Because this will be the last time you ever say another bad guy like this again.
That's easy. That's Scarface.
Oh, what year?
1982. Bam! Trying to catch me up, ain't you? I got one for you. See me? I need you. You know, you my brother. You supposed to have my back. You're supposed to be there for me just a little bit. You know this.
See, my name is Summer, and I'm, not a bummer.
So I'm gonna go meet Karen up front. I'll be back, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Jonathan.
Karen? So, what's up?
Everything's good. Just a little hectic. The new exhibit coming into the gallery, but a good hectic.
Nice.
I just wanted to check in on you and see how everything's going.
You know, I've been going pretty good for me. You know, we Summer and I we're thinking about venturing off and starting my own business. Yeah.
Yeah. You and Summer have been spending a lot of time together, and I'm just a little concerned if you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, she's been real busy, and she's pushing me, to be like a better person and just get.
Okay, Jonathan. I'm just gonna say it. I'm scared. Baby, it seems like you're slipping away from us, and this thing with Summer is getting out of hand.
But we're in love, and I get it. I know. I know. Since Summer and I have been, you and I haven't been had that much time to hang out together. I know, and I'm sorry. And if I knew what this was about, I probably wouldn't have brought her along today.
Hold my hand and don't look back. Together we can pass this test, and in time you'll see that you need me time. I'll see that I need you and will be.
Gotta take control of this life I know. As I build, I grow. As I shine, I glow. Oh, oh, this my late Mr. Can't pass go without my say so. Cause I got control. Oh, baby, drive with me. Get in the car, see the best things. I go to the hood, see that nigga. It's my girl. I don't drive this car. I just got face on. Oh, baby, this my heart. Get in for the other side. Let's get that my wrist. I will get the way. Hey, hey. My hands got your hand. Oh, grab the wheel.
Hey y'all. Listen, you all should have saw my facial expressions when I saw what was really happening. I said, oh, a little craziness going on.
Wow. Was this your first time seeing the film, Emma?
Yes. This is my first time seeing it. I've never seen it. I've seen posters and Damien talks about it all the time, but I've actually never seen it. So I literally was watching like, what is gonna happen? What is gonna happen?
Yeah. Bravo. Well done. Yeah, absolutely.
It was everything to me. I want to know about these shots and how they made it work. Damien, where you at? Come back to us.
What's up, good people?
My brother.
Hi.
What's up? What up?
Great job, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very much.
Absolutely. So what, especially a film with so many layers, what inspired you to want to make this film and tell this particular story in the first place, my brother?
For sure. We're going to. I guess we get to jump into this short break.
Is that? Or was something else coming in before that?
Oh wait, I should probably introduce a short break.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
Hey guys,
jump the gun. My bad.
Listen. This film, we just want to know what's going on. We was like, okay, y'all know why y'all here, but we're gonna have to tell all the new people why we are here for a short break. You all, the short break is officially starting right now. It is when we take a short break and we rewatch the film, we put it on mute, and we have somewhat of like a director's commentary. And if the director has any other people involved, we can definitely bring them up. Make sure you get your questions ready, your comments ready, type them in the comment box right now if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. And listen, Damien, we have all the questions for you. So let's bring you back up and know this inspiration. Let's play this film and put it on mute. And now yes.
Yeah. Hey, but first off, I want to talk about how, before I want to answer your question, Nass, but I want to talk about how important it is to listen to other people.
Yeah.
Two different people I listened to that made this, that enhances. That's one shot we just saw. Okay. One was K Boogie, Markeisha Barksdale, our costumer, and wardrobe. I was so tired of running around getting everything. And with these shoes, the shoes that Crystal have on, I was like, man, pick whatever shoes. She's like, no, your shoes are important in opening up your scene. You got it. And she went and I was like, I had a budget for it. She's like, no. She went and bought it and made me pay for them. So shout out to Chris. The shoes played out well. And also the good brother, I mentioned him earlier, Carl Seaton. When we were filming, he was like, hey man, start off with a shot that's going to engage people and bring them in. Because I wanted to start off with a initially I wanted to start off with like kind of a 2 on them. He's like, man, I can have it somewhere we can look at this. And I tell you, when I show this to people, they're like, we love that opening shot. And that is with the influence by good brother Carl. Before we get into it, one more thing I want to bring up some people that's with me, if y'all don't mind. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, bring them up.
I want to start of about that, Miss Crystal Cotton.
Hey, Crystal.
Hi.
Good job, Crystal.
Derrick is at the dinner thing as well. Derrick Sanders, here we go, man. So
hey,
Derrick, brother, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, now?
Great work, everybody.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, so I'm ready, my brother. I'm sorry, what was your question, Nass?
Oh, well, my question was, let's just start at the beginning. Like what made you want to particular story in the first place? What was the inspiration for that?
Inspiration for that. It started off with Crystal and I talking about doing something and working together. And we were talking about, I know I had a doll in my head and I wanted it quirky. And Chris, you want to, it's one of those things. Chris, you want to say something?
Sure. Initially, when Damien and I started talking about that, doing something together, I had a story in my head about a doll as well. So, but it came from those movies like Splash and, where these inanimate objects come to life. And I wanted to see Black people do that. I wanted to see Mannequin, the Black version,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and it was like taking those ideas and bringing it into some type of short film idea.
Yeah.
And Damien started to build off that.
Yeah. Okay. We built over, and Mannequin was a big influence on this film because especially because Crystal Summers' character represents the perfection of a woman in his mind. Like she's not a real woman, actually, by the way. She is there to compliment him in any aspects of his life.
Right.
She's the ideal of a real woman.
Right.
That was the distinctions that I wanted to make. And shout out to Tommy Townsend, who actually sang the song that you hear, "Touch My Hands," that goes throughout the film. She's actually the artist who sang that song. So,
cool.
Because when I heard that off her LP, I was like, "Yo, I need this song. I need this song," because it helped push when we came down to telling this story. So we were talking about it and we wanted to make some happen. And we both and I particularly in directing aspect, I was so Crystal is so dope as an actress.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, you know how you want, like, why this person ain't up there? Right. I was lucky enough to be able to have her with me and do it because I know how she gets down. I wanted to highlight and showcase her in the utmost fashion that I could. And I knew just having, look at her, she's beautiful. So if my movie was shit, somebody gonna watch it because
yes, that is great.
Great, thank you, Damien.
Yes, I know. I was watching. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "She's not real. She has to be real. She's so gorgeous." And like, this is crazy. But I really enjoyed. I enjoyed all of it. The question I have for Derrick, since this is, the main scene that you're in, what was it when you first read the script and you were just like, I have to be at the dinner table with a doll? Like what were your thoughts when you were going through it to prepare? Because you're like the stern father, like, don't confuse her. I love that.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed being I suppose the voice of reason at the table, like the cutthroat voice of reason. Yeah. But when I read the script, when Damien sent it to me, I mean, the writing was great that you didn't get that telltale. You only got it when he served it to you. So I really enjoyed that. And so he was like, "Hey man, I got this part for you." I was like, "Sure." I was already there in LA. I had moved to Atlanta at the time, but I was already there in LA shooting something else. And so I jumped straight on in it.
And speaking about shooting something else, shout out to Jackie Jellybean Stone. Because we used her house and we have comments coming in that I'm seeing that's not posted on here. I think she just made a comment as well. Shout out to Jackie Jellybean Stone because she was shooting her web series, and right after her web series wrapped, she let me use her place to shoot that dinner scene. And by the way, it was 117 degrees in that dinner scene.
Oh, yeah, that's the scene.
117 degrees, and all of us was in there, was packed, and it seemed very, very. It doesn't look like we all was like
right.
No, it was giving me like, late September vibes.
Right.
It was wonderful because a lot of the people, like a lot of the actors knew each other. Like shout out to Erica, who played my wife. We've all kind of met, and so we were really kind of just vibing there at the table for the most part. And was able to bring the text in when it was needed. So it was a really great experience having that.
Yeah. We got some. Also got some stuff from the audience as well.
From Matthew Chin, could Jonathan have sought help to cope with dealing with hallucinations in pursuit of his business?
You know what? With that situation, Jonathan was suffering, and I didn't know it's a syndrome called Lewy body dementia. I didn't know what it meant. We had one of our premiere screenings at the Urban World Film Festival, and everyone. I mean, it was well received. But then it was this guy who was like a psychiatrist, and was like, "Hey, you know, this is actually," and broke it down what it was. He said, "This is a real thing." I just wanted, you know, Summer's character represented perfection, but she also represented like that person that can be at a dinner table where, you know, especially back then, like it's who you wouldn't expect to be with someone. And that's why I posed the question, what happens when love is only good for you? You know, it doesn't matter if you're in a LGBTQ relationship, straight relationship, whatever the situation is, it's about you. And then it's and who loves you. And how your friends or how your friends see your love, that's up to them, you know, that type of thing. So he could have, but she was there to promote and push him. Matthew, thanks for that question, brother.
Mm-hmm. One of the questions I do have, since you were directing and you had to do, you had to chop these scenes up between the doll and Crystal in real life. So for you, Damien, as a director, how did you say, okay, work with your editor on like, we got to shoot it like this so I can cut back to the doll. We got to place the doll right here on the side of this car. Where was Crystal standing up? Like, how did you, work on that to make sure that everything was how it's supposed to be?
You know what? Shout out to, well, the editor was Ismail, he was very, he's definitely, I thank him for it. But our DP, Noel Maitland, me and Noel and I sat down and mapped out everything, mapped out scenes and shots, because we knew it was going to be a challenge with the doll and Crystal, swapping in and out. And like at that dinner scene, we shot that throughout, and then we had to shoot it with the doll there again. And because we didn't know which way we want to go with it, so we wanted to make sure we had the coverage to pretty much allow me the latitude to tell the narrative whichever way I want to go with it. Hey, this scene right here, aka Ballsy Black. Again, circle back to this good brother C-Tone, because he cracked jokes on me about the scene, but I'm a firm believer. If you can't argue and debate your point and why you put a scene in a film, that means that scene doesn't have to be there, and it shouldn't be there. So I was debating with Carl. We said, "Hey man, all right." So we settled on, "Hey man, that's a very ballsy move, man." That's we labeled that a Ballsy Black, because I thought, because I wanted just those sine waves. Mm-hmm. I wanted everyone to strip away everything you've seen and just focus on what Karen, played by the lovely Jammie Patton, what Karen was saying. And she was trying to tell her friend, "I'm concerned about you." And I wanted to, and I'm a firm, when I'm telling stories, it's the more you're figuring out what's happening, the more engaged you are. And that's what I wanted to do with that, to strip it away. And also I'm a fan of all type of films and genres. And I want, animation, I love to throw in illustrations and all those type of things, any story I'm telling. And this was my first, jump out and just go for it, like type of situation. Hopefully that answered your question.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, no, it definitely did. My question is for Crystal. You are a figment of his imagination. How did you prepare for that role? Like, did you say, "Oh, I need to act like a doll," or did you say, I need to act like a person because he thinks I'm a person? Like, how was, although this film wasn't yesterday, can you go back to those moments of like, how did you prepare?
Of course, yeah. When I thought of Summer, she was actual person to me. So when we came up with the idea of Summer, it wasn't like she was a doll. She had her own storyline, her own life. So, and that's the way I played her. And it, so in the, cutting room floor, it was up to Damien and Ishmael to do the rest. But I just really gave her her life, her storyline, what she loved about Damien, what she wanted to do. So I gave her her own life. Yeah.
I love that. Nass, with you actually seen this film before, and I was like the only newbie. Like, what were your thoughts when you're like, oh, I'm watching this again, I'm seeing my friends? How did it?
Yeah, I saw it the first time, and it was maybe a couple years back, and because I wasn't able to, because I was traveling, I wasn't able to see it at Urban World when they had. So Damien hooked me up with the link after that, and I sat up and watched it by myself, and I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea. So like you, I was blown back, like, oh, okay. So when the reveal happens, it was like that organic moment for me as well. So watch it for a second time. It's been a little distance from the. I remember what the general, like the standout thing to me was, oh yeah, this is the one where Damien's tripping out with that doll. So,
yes.
But it stirs up so many thoughts, like about mental health in our society as we live today. I mean, we're living in a time when there's so much stimuli coming at us from so many different directions that anybody with, a lack of stability, how do they function in a world like this now, and the social pressures and things of that nature. And I started thinking about, like, in relationships, the dynamics of a relationship, people seeking love, and what is your ideal personal assets. So this is like the embodiment of all of those things in a 15-minute film. And I thought it was brilliantly woven together. How, somebody could, because we're all seeking something in life. If you found love, there's something else you're seeking. If you have something else, you have success, maybe you're seeking love. Everybody's seeking something in life. So Damien's character's journey was clear to us that he needed that he desperately needed that love and that support. And I was like, oh man, this has to be a doll and an ideal relationship in his mind, because they ain't have one argument.
I want
it. Well, how you think about it? Let's go over to the like. Okay, that's fine. Whatever you want to do. It wasn't well. Look, you didn't ask me first what I was doing. I had made plans, and I was like, that's how you knew it was like an idealistic thing in his mind. So I appreciated that, man. But tell me about the writing process, though, Damien. Like how you put all those things together on the page before shooting.
It came down to one of those things that I know those points that I definitely wanted to, when it comes to mental health, was like you just said, Nass, something that was very important that I wanted to address, like in this scene right here when he's breaking down. And when Summer/Crystal's character come in, she is this grasped back to his reality. So that was at that present point, is what was very important for me to tell, was that I wanted to let him know he had a decision, a choice. He can live into the reality where his friend was trying to, which you played by Jammie, who did an amazing job too, by the way, where his friend was trying to bring him back to, or he can live in that land where he's most comfortable with his friend, with Summer. And really, if we look at it, is it something that, that he was doing something wrong? Like he wasn't hurting himself or harming anyone else. He was just doing his thing, and he was growing. So that's what I wanted to, I always kind of like to engage in the audience within storytelling, to have them make a decision, have them choose what is. I kind of want you to walk away having I want this to spark dialogue, have a conversation about it, as opposed to wrapping up a lot of things in a bow. I like to say, what would you do in that situation? Kind of like going back to the dinner scene. I wanted to represent each person's kind of thoughts, kind of Derrick's character, the thought of who would you be at that table? Would you be the mouths of babes, a child that tells the truth and people how they see it? Would you be the Derrick, Derrick's character, like, hey man, so we're gonna not talk about this dog? right. Keep this guy. And then if you look at Townsend's character, she recognized it and was like, yeah, whatever, and kept on going. But and Erica's character was the one that's like, okay, we're just not gonna act like this ain't happening. This is not happening. Okay, you be good, you be good, you be good. And it would have been good if the child didn't say anything and Derrick's character father was like, nah, you ain't about to mess with my kid's head.
Crap step.
The baby was confused.
Right. No, I thought that was really powerful dynamics, man, to install that, because it encapsulated and quickly too, but it encapsulated so much about different people's perspective on a matter like this, because it's like, how do you, I mean, the social awkwardness of it, you know, how do you navigate through that when this is somebody who you care about, somebody who you love, you know, and you want to maybe see him find that happiness that he's obviously seeking in this inanimate object, but at the same time, you know, it's not healthy. So it's like, where do you go with that? So you did a brilliant job of reflecting all those different perspectives.
One of those situations where you ask yourself, man, what's it really hurting? You know, he's doing this thing. He don't seem like he's productive. He's actually gonna start his own business. But that thin line, if he goes and shoot up, you know, a post office, they be like, well, he's been living with a doll for the past year. So
right.
Yeah. Really thought about that. You know, those type of lines, you know, we like to ride and walk and talk about. What up, Chris?
And I mean, you go through like a department store with her, and then she'd be like thinking you're trying to cheat on her and stuff like that. I see you looking at her.
Listen, when he had her at the restaurant, I said, I know he did not just sit that doll there. I said, management is about to come and
we're like, look, we got reservations. You can't put your toys on the seat. You know.
Well, Damien, this is officially the end of your A Short Break, as your short film has ended. But I do want to ask everybody, what is something that when you watch this film, you want people to take away? We are seeing a lot of like, you know, Black history and a lot of like these, you know, powerful heart, you know, pulling, crying films. And this just made me you know, it's about mental health, but it also made me laugh. And it also made me think of love. It also has a sad part, but it also did give me a sense of family. So what is something that you all want people to take away from this film? We can start with Derrick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I would say compassion, like learn to be compassionate with other people. You know, people are walking around and they're dealing with things, and, you know, we can get so caught up with what we're dealing with that, you know, we forget to give compassion to the next person, not knowing what they're dealing with. And if sometimes, you know, they'll go left on you, you know, and you take it personal. It's not, you know, so it's being compassionate to others, you know, and try to see people, really.
Crystal?
So looking back, this has been how many years ago was this?
5, I think.
5 years?
5 years, yeah.
So when I look at this film,
that's same. You look at 5 years, you ain't aged a day.
Yeah, you have it.
Thank you.
Very true.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know,
don't crack.
Don't crack. But seriously, just looking back at it, my takeaway and what I would want people to take away from it is, or give people the takeaway of, is sometimes your ideas may seem mental. You know, sometimes you may have an idea that is out of this freaking world, out of your mind, and I just say go for it, because I feel like this was one of those things where, you know, at that time you weren't seeing like, you know, like, really, this is what y'all gonna do? This kind of film y'all gonna make? So just the takeaway for me is just those ideas that are out there that come to you, you know, you ride the wave and take it all the way and see it through completion. That would be my takeaway from it, and what I would gift everybody else's takeaway. See your projects through to the end. Yeah.
Come on now, Damien. What you gotta say about your film?
Next question again, please.
Oh, the question is, what is something that you want people to take away from the film?
Something I want to take away from the film is that, see it through to the end, and also you don't know what the next person is dealing with, and be sensitive to other people's situation. That was one thing, and then also stop judging folks. You know, you don't have to judge people. If someone else seems happy, if someone's in a good space, they're in a good space. That's it too. As long as it's not harming you or harming anyone else, or if they're not harming anyone else or harming themselves, leave them. Let them people be. You know, their happiness is so hard sometimes to get to or seek out or attain and hold. If you see somebody in the bliss state, let them be. Let them be. Let it be. You know, let it be. And love is really what really matters when it's all said and done. So who you love and what you love, that's on you.
Yes. Is there anything else you want to share with the people? You got any more commercials?
Yo, that commercial was, I was trying, y'all. I was over here, listen, independent filmmaker. So you're going to have to try to think of creative ways to tell your stories and get it out to the masses. You know, I would appreciate that this film was received well. I appreciate it. And we got some accolades for it and a couple things, and it was around several film festivals, and it was my first one, and that gave me the this film gave me the courage to say, you can do this, man. You know, you can actually do this. I remember I had a couple dollars set aside. I really used some rent money type of things.
Hey, listen.
You know,
struggle is real.
We shot on the Red Dragon. We shot on some, you know, that mannequin costs $125 a day. Mannequin.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah. That mannequin was feeding everybody.
You should have tried to take one from the store.
I just bring it back. I made a mistake and took this.
I was getting a mannequin. I needed a mannequin that we can move, that you can articulate, is what they call it. So that mannequin, and I had to go all the way about an hour and 10, 15 minutes outside of LA to pick. Derrick, was you with me? No, to go. Who was right?
No, I couldn't go. I had rehearsal.
Oh yeah,
that mannequin must have been sad. She's getting day rates.
What'd you say?
That mannequin must have been sad. She's getting day rates.
I visited so many different mannequin places and you get the Facebook history things like on this day, and I took a picture in a mannequin shop I went to go visit, and I put on there, I captioned it, I explain later, and that picture popped up like on one of your timeline reviews type thing. I was like, oh wow. Because I had to search for that mannequin. It was, and I ain't had no air in my car at the time.
Yeah, I remember you on the phone saying, "Really?
I sacrificed a lot to make this film made the way I wanted to get made. And in summation, also, I wouldn't be able to do what I did without the support of the love of other people, these people on this call. The people on this, and also other people who are not named. This K Boogie, Adrienne, Noel Maitland, who else? Several people has helped me throughout this. K Boogie, Meggers, who made the dress. The dress that Crystal was wearing the day of. Mm-hmm. Beautiful dress, right? The guy Meggers made that dress in a day. He made a custom dress for this. I want. What do you say?
Jackie.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jackie, who that's her core, the convertible, those type of things, man. With the support of your tribe. So I appreciated my tribe at the time because they really helped me, see my vision get through, and I was able to grow and get stronger from that. It gave me confidence to say, yeah, I can do this. And from there, I've pushed forward and done several other projects and multiple things since then. And also, okay, last thing, know your craft. I had to go to being a grip and electric, and I learned my craft. I studied. I got my set hours or in the thousands. Stuff for me being in front of the camera, which I've been doing and it's been moving and growing, and I appreciate that, being in front of the camera, because that's my passion, performing. That's my first love as an actor. But as a director, I'm talking my hours on set or in the thousands, because I learned to be a G&E and a grip and to learn and be in every situation. Like we brought up Jackie's web series. I actually gripped an electric on that. I G&E'd on that web series, who was the by Bruce Cole. And if you know Bruce Cole is one of the baddest DPs in the game right now. And I was able to sit and learn from him in the background. In New York, I was able to sit and learn from these people when I was G&E on all these multiple sets, to learn and watch and study the director and see how to command a set, how to treat everyone, how to be efficient. And the more you know of what you're doing, the better you're able to get shit done, because you're able to like, yo, they don't take that much time, or they don't cost that much, because I know it, because I've done it. So I'm just know your craft and learn your craft if you want to be into anything. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Hope that went too many good people.
No, man, that has real value, what you just said right there. Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Somebody needed to hear it.
Somebody needs to hear it? Well,
absolutely.
That's why we do a short break. Some people might need to know.
Doing it for the culture. Absolutely. I applaud it. I applaud you, my brother.
Thank you.
Everybody here.
Thank you all. Well, you all don't go anywhere, but me and Nass are about to wrap this show up.
Thank you, my good friend.
Thank you all for being here.
Much, Crystal and Derrick and Damien. Nass, how you feeling? How was your first show as a co-host?
It was great. It was great. I had a great time, man. And are we still in front of the audience?
Yeah, we still in front of the audience.
Okay,
we gotta say bye.
Cool. Because I wanted to make sure we shouted out a good brother, Wilson Morales.
Yes.
BlackFilmandTV is the partner on this program. So I just wanted to make sure Wilson got a shout out as well, man. He always holding it down for the Black film culture, man. So we appreciate him as well, man. But this was great. I enjoyed it. It's kind of what I used to do. I used to host BlackFilm.com screenings across the country and everything like that, and in New York and do Q&As with the filmmakers and stuff like that. And that was something that I always enjoyed, always had a love for. And that's how Damien and I actually kind of got to know each other back in the day when I was doing those. So this kind of brings me back to my element, like my home team, my foundation, So
yes, I was like, you have the voice and like the timing, and I was just like, yes, come on. I said, let me take my notes, because I was taking notes. Okay,
I appreciate you. Yeah, you're doing a great job too, though. Holding it down, you bring energy. Yeah, no doubt.
I've been trying in this virtual world. Listen,
we all gotta adapt to it, man. It's been an adjustment for everybody, but you're definitely doing a great job with it for sure.
Thank you. There is a comment up that I'm going to read. I hope I don't pronounce any of these wrongs. But we have one of my takeaways is that we as a people of color are not monolithic, multifaceted, and multidimensional in the stories we create and share. Congrats again, cast, crew, and hosts. Much love to you all, my peeps. Damien, Derrick, and Nass, you all.
That's from Jammie Morgan. She's a good friend of ours and a very talented actress, writer, filmmaker, director herself.
She was on last week.
Last week, exactly.
Yes. Exactly. I was like, exactly. I
know her. Yeah. Jammie is thebomb.com. So shouts out to her as well. Thank you for that lovely comment. We appreciate it. We need all the support. It's all about this village that we all have here. And we communicate with each other. We support each other. We bounce ideas. We show up. We, do everything we can to help push this thing forward as a collective. So shouts out to everybody involved. Really appreciate the efforts.
Listen, and that's how we're going to end the note. Make sure you all build your tribe, get your tribe, and stick together. You all make sure you rewatch this on Facebook and YouTube, and you can also listen to us on Spotify as well as so many other ways that you listen to podcasts. Yes, we made it into a podcast because we know you want to hear our voices all the time. So with that being said, we will see you next week.
Hey, shouts out. Short break.
Bye.